You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
There he goes. Throwing it down! How about a poster? Anthony Davis is on fire!
You're listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
That's right, for all things Pelicans, we are the Pelican post-game report, PRO Media Network. I'm Big Q chiming on with you, and tonight we're gonna talk about this this game as the Pelicans come up short in a major way, losing 123-101 to the Golden State Warriors in the first game of round number 2. Didn't look good against a Curryless Warriors club. And this is podcast number 185. And in studio with me today is DC. How you making out, DC?
Oh, I'm good, baby. I shouldn't be after watching that game. Right?
Shouldn't.
Why they clapping for that?
They clapping because we giving props out to all the people, our Pelican fandom, and people that follow us, our Pelican family, who joins us every Pelican post-game report, and our supporters, donators. Thank you very much for being who you are and doing what you do. Continue to share and listen to the Pelican post-game report. Playoff edition, of course, and like I said, we're going to be covering a lot of this stuff on this show today. And going into the rundown, we're going to recap that 123-101 loss with stats, facts, and interviews from Coach Al Gentry. Anthony Davis and Rajon Rondo will chime in on thoughts after the game. We have our other Pelican-related topics, as we do all shows, and we're going to talk about the referees. They were wearing gold and blue. We're going to talk about that. We're going to give you some information and statistics to back up that claim that severely impacted the game. So we'll cover that. Also, more instant grits. Do you need more grits? Jordan Crawford had a pretty good game in the fourth quarter.
Fill my grocery bag up full of them at this point.
Grits, you need instant grits, man. You're going to need them against this Golden State Warriors club.
Put a little butter on them and let's get it popping.
We're going to talk about Holiday and AD struggling. That's the topic that we'll cover, and we'll speak about Holiday's performance today along with Anthony Davis. But kind of pedestrian numbers from AD and not really his superstar numbers. These are the numbers that AD rolls out the bed and just gets. This is not really him really putting in his effort.
He really roll out the bed and get about 30, 28.
Yeah, I don't know. This is
rolling
like one eye closed, still coal in his eyes, didn't brush his teeth. That's what kind of numbers this is. But anyway, and we'll also talk about
if he was sick, he lost a leg or something.
And then we'll also talk about the topic that a lot of these foolish commentators are talking about the Warriors shut AD down. Are you kidding me? More like the referees shut AD down. And then we'll have a preview on Game 2 with stats and prediction in the second segment of the show. DC, let's get right on to it, man.
Let's go.
Pelicans come up short in a major capacity against a very, very alive Golden State Warriors.
That's funny that we came
club.
up short and they ran a short ball lineup, huh?
Man,
That's funny, man.
I just think it was a pretty bad loss by the Pelicans. Of course, shattering their 9-game winning streak, 5 in the end of the regular season, the 4 games that they swept with Portland. And this is pretty interesting. The Pelicans look good starting this game off. They finished the first quarter trailing by 135-34. And then it turned ugly in the second quarter as the Golden State went 41 points versus 21 points in that game. And
how'd they get 41 points?
That's another thing. So Anthony Davis finished with 21 points and 10 rebounds on 34 minutes. E'Twaun Moore was the second leading scorer with 15 points from E'Twaun. Drew Holiday struggled mightily in his game with 11 points, 4 assists for Drew Holiday. And then the man off the bench, Jordan Crawford, he had 14 points coming off the bench as he lit the bench up. Didn't really help. I guess he made it a little bit more respectable. Outside of that, they probably would have lost by 30-something points. It'd been really ugly. But anyway, before we get into Coach Al Gentry to hear what he says about the game, quick thoughts on that.
Ball it up, put in a trash can, and throw it away. But not only that, put some kerosene on it and burn it too.
Burn it too. You don't want to look at this footage, this tape here.
Ain't nothing to look at.
Right. So let's listen to what Coach Al Gentry has to say.
You want to look at the referees calling fouls?
Well, that didn't go as planned, I guess. So I'll answer questions.
Coach, what do you think over here? What do you think really went wrong on the offensive end in that second quarter, and it's just the first half overall?
I thought they started to, which we anticipated, they started to switch a lot of our actions, and we overreacted a little bit, I thought, and it wasn't so much. You look at the turnovers, and we did a good job. We had 12 turnovers, but we probably, in actuality, with bad shots, we probably had 25 turnovers. And it's just not one of those things that we talked about. You can't do that with this team. They're so disciplined in what they do that if you turn the ball over, they're going to make you pay, and they get out in the open court, and that's what makes it tough.
I mean, how much of that was how good Golden State was versus mistakes that you all made to kind of open it up? I know.
You got to give them credit because they're in a situation where they create mistakes. Defensively they do a lot of things, and if you're not, and then on the offensive end, we talk to our guys about you have to be very disciplined against this team. They're so good at executing and reading situations that if you're not good at it, they're going to take advantage of what you do. And but obviously if you give up you got to avoid the runs, and they had the 24-2 run, and against this team, all it does is fuel them and put you in a really tough situation.
Coach, following up on that, how much of Golden State's defensive flexibility is based on Draymond-Green?
Well, I mean, he's a tremendous player. He's a really smart player. But their whole team, they've got great size. Everybody they stick out there is 6'7", 6'8", or bigger, and they're very smart players. Obviously, Draymond afford them a situation where, they can do a lot of different things, and they can play them on a lot of different players. So, the bottom line is that he almost had a triple-double before halftime. So that's not a good situation for us.
Coach over here.
That's Coach Al Gentry breaking down the game and his thoughts on it. He put a little humor in there. That's basically all you can do at this point for this game. 123-101, just a smashing of the Pelicans in this affair, man. And DC, when you look at some of the statistics that came out of this game, man, I can't help but to say to myself, what went wrong in this game? How the heck did we end up losing this game, and where did it lose control? Well,
you really want the honest answer?
Well,
you was okay.
Well, I'm just saying that's what we usually make some decisions on what happened. If you take a look at the second quarter, I think it all started downhill in the second quarter as the Warriors scored 41 points in that quarter, while the Pelicans put up 21, and it continued into the third as the Pelicans only had 19 points in the third, while Golden State had 27. So a lot of the carryover happened from they basically won the game in the second quarter and carried it forward into the rest of the game. And a lot of that was behind the play of guys like Klay-Thompson, who led the effort, 27 points from him, 26 from Kevin-Durant in the effort, and 16 from Draymond. He had a triple-double, 16 points, 15 rebounds, and 11 assists from Draymond-Green in the game. And the Pelicans were not able to offensively balance the load, so to speak. AD had 21 points. He was still, almost 8 or 9 points, 7 points below his regular season average.
Right.
And then you looked at Drew Holiday, who's averaging 28 points in the playoffs. He had 11 points. You can't have that. Drew Holiday has to score what he usually would score in the playoff series along with Anthony Davis and get help from other guys. Nikola Mirotic struggled mightily in his game, 9 points, 8 rebounds in 29 minutes.
For all the pundits out there, I think we sure could have used DeMarcus Cousins' help, don't you think?
Well, we don't need him according to this. That's why I said a lot of people don't have that foresight, man, to look ahead and say, you know what, even though we're winning right now, but we'll be a championship club with DeMarcus as a healthy player. So, no, I don't think the pundits know what some of the casuals don't know.
And that would have also allowed AD maybe to spend some time on Durant as well by having DeMarcus Cousins.
Right. So, looking at some of the stuff that we see, man, in this game, like we say, Etuan Moore carried his weight He had 15 points in the game. He played really well. Rajon Rondo was another guy. He had 9 points in there. He struggled a little bit. 8 rebounds, 11 assists in the game. Rondo had difficulty, but some of the role players,
not playoff Rondo.
It happens, to the best of us. Solomon Hill was a guy. We're gonna talk about that. Solomon Hill was just horrible in this game. His defense wasn't there. He was cold as two giant ice glaciers. I mean, he just wasn't there. Ian Clark played well. He had 7. I mean, I ain't gonna say he played well, but he do what he do. Ian had 7 points in the game. Darius Miller had 9 points. But what really hurt us about Darius was his defense. He allowed a lot of stuff for people to run past him at times. So, I mean, when it's all said and done, man, it just didn't look good out there. And then to culminate the fact that the referees was involved. But before we get into any of that, let's hit what Anthony Davis and Rajon Rondo
I agree
say
with Coach, but for the most
about
part,
this game. Here they go.
We hang our hats on defense, and what happened in the second quarter is inexcusable. I can't blame it on a week off of rest. It's a lack of communication and not being disciplined. So we can clean that up. I think we'll be fine.
Were you kind of thrown off that they picked up the pace after coming out of a slow pace with the San Antonio Spurs?
No, I mean, we weren't surprised. They're the champs, and they always play that way for the most part. They can slow it down or they can speed it up. So they have the talent, they have the guys, and they're well coached.
AD, what changed in that second quarter? Did they change the way they defended you guys, or was it just mistakes? How do you diagnose that?
Like Rondo said, defensively, I had a lot of dunks, easy dunks. Nobody, 5-6 feet. And we missed a lot of shots, but like Doe said, we hang our heads defensively, and we were getting back cuts. They was cutting us on the split action, and we can't allow ourselves to get them easy plays like that, because that's how they get going. So, turning the ball over, my offense not getting shots, and then combating it with bad defensive possessions. That's not us.
I mean, what against Portland, you guys were able to do so many things defensively and be able to trap guys. I mean, this is obviously such a different defensive challenge. What is the biggest key, you think, to kind of turning that around and not allowing some of those breakdowns to occur?
Being locked in. It's a mental game. They never stop moving, so you got to make 2, 3, 4 efforts, especially with guys like Klay, and Kevin. You got to make sure you stay attached and know the coverage. Once Klay comes off one screen, he's probably gonna come off another one and another one until he gets the ball. So this is a mental toughness game. We just got to be locked in, like we was the first quarter. Had a couple, but we were communicating, playing for each other, and then the second quarter we just let them get basically whatever they wanted.
This for either one of you guys. You guys came in, you're such a confident group. How easy do you think it'll be to shake off what happened tonight and just move forward into game 2?
We're very confident, man. It's one game.
All right, that's Anthony Davis and Rajon Rondo giving you their thoughts on what happened in the game. And, of course, those guys are too classy and casual to ever mention the real reason in large part why this game went amok.
And that's why you got us.
That's why you got us at the Pelican post-game report, baby. We don't. And guess what?
We're going to give you what it really was.
They can't find our ass. That's for certain.
Right.
So let's look at some of the final team stats. We break it down. The Golden State Warriors just did it to the Pelicans all kind of ways. They out-rebounded them 57-42. They beat them. They beat them offensively, assisting the ball 33-24. Even had more steals than the Pelicans, 8-7. They had more blocks than the Pelicans, 10-3. I mean, they did everything the correct way in the game for them. Now, the Pelicans finished the game shooting almost 44% from the field, 32% from downtown, hitting 8 of 25 from the 3-point line, while their rivals, the Golden State Warriors, were 11 of 27. So it realistically only hit 3 more 3-pointers than you did. Now, what it really came down to, and of course, the statistics to back up what we're saying, and we'll cover the topic in full bloom when we get back on the other side of the break, is the fact that even though the biggest lead of the game, by the way, for Golden State was 31, for the Pelicans was just 5. They had several lead changes, 7 lead changes in the game. The longest run was 14. And the game was tied 7 times, leading to 7 lead changes. Now, the biggest lead, of course, like I said, was 31. But if you look at the free throws, that is the outlining stat that you have to look at. The Pelicans went to the line 9 of 11 times. Now, most of the Pelicans are a physical team that get to the cup, but they were only allowed to go to the line 11 times, converting 9 of 11. The Golden State Warriors, however, went to the line 32 times.
Well, goddamn!
And then hit 24 of the 32, and then all of a sudden you look at the lead and say, I see why we lost 123 to 101.
No, this is the killer. In the second quarter, they had 14 free throws to our 1.
You know what?
After Draymond-Green gave AD a hug, and they didn't call nothing.
None of that.
I see why Al Gentry was mad.
We're going to cover that more on the other side of the break. We're going to get into our Pelican topics. We also have the preview of Game 2 also on the other side. We'll get all into it. Stay with us on the Pelican Post-Game Report on the PRO Media Network Playoff Edition.
Get all the latest news and updates from your New Orleans Pelicans at the Pelicans Eye View, the new and official Pelicans Daily Journal, covering everything Pelicans. Attention, everyone. Get breakdown on games, free agent signings and potential moves, unbiased opinions and straight up facts with statistical analysis from Chief Balance. Go to www.thesportsdaily.com/Pelicans-I-View.
I'm a Saints and Pelicans fan, so the only podcast I can get my fix is The Sports Coma with Big Q. The guy's intense, funny, and they always keep it real.
Check out The Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
What's up, sports world? This Big Q from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. Talking to you about the website, theposhlifestyle.com. That's right, poshlifestyle.com. A great website where you can get great products at great prices. They sell organic herbs, vitamins, supplements, water filters for your home, EMF and cell phone radiation protection, healing magnetics and healing crystals, personal protection devices like cell phones, stun guns, and mace sprays, organic deodorants, shampoos, soaps, toothpaste, and more. They also sell 10A grade Brazilian hair. 10A music is available now. All kind of the latest downloadable mixtapes. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to theposhlifestyle.com. That's the Posh Lifestyle, life spelled with a Y, LYFE style.com. Put in the Sports Coma for the 10% discount on your purchase. It's a win-win. So get your mind and body right with the Posh Lifestyle.
Forget ESPN or Fox. Get straight sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
You're listening to the Pelicans Post-Game Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
That's right, for all things Pelicans, we are the PRO Media Network's Pelican Post-Game Report Playoff Edition. Pelicans versus the Warriors. And that's about all I can say about that mess. 123 to 101 recapping this one. Earlier in the first segment, we played the Coach Al Gentry, AD, and Rajon Rondo break down their thoughts on what happened in this disaster of a game. And like we've talked about, we're going to get into our topics this segment of the show. And, of course, cover those topics. DC, let's get right on into it, man. Now, of course, we talked about Holiday and AD struggling in this game. Of course, Holiday had 11. Anthony Davis posted, 21 points in this game, 21 and 10. Very pedestrian numbers from a superstar, megastar as Anthony Davis, rolling out of bed with coal in his eyes.
So pedestrian. If he had 15, I say pedestrian.
I say pedestrian
the man
because
put up
I'm
21 and 10. They were praising Al Horford.
That's good.
Yesterday for 25 points.
Oh, that's Al Horford.
Would you say Kevin Durant had a pedestrian night? He had 26 points.
But he had help.
He scored 5 more points.
He wasn't even the top scorer on.
He took 21 shots. AD took 20. Kevin Durant hit 10 of them 20. AD hit 9 out of 20.
I call it pedestrian because this playoffs. Yes, that's pedestrian for playoffs, and for a megastar for Anthony Davis.
Would you say the man had a pedestrian night?
I'm not going to call what kind of night Drew Holiday said because of family show.
Well, we're talking about AD. So would you say would you say AD had a pedestrian night if I told you he only technically played 3 quarters? Because by the fourth quarter, the game was over, and we had the bench unit in there most of the night. Would you call it pedestrian then? Even though he may have touched the court, I'm pretty sure we knew the game was over. And you need to conserve some energy if you want to beat them in game 2.
21 points from AD, 10 rebounds in 33 minutes of action. You comment on this, people, and tell me if Anthony Davis had a pedestrian night. I would say yes, being that his regular season average is 28 and his playoff average is a little higher than that.
Looney.
Oh, okay.
It's the AD
now
stopper.
That guy is below pedestrian. But anyway, let's
the 3 points and slowing AD down.
Let's gauge that thought. Let's talk about we know about the Anthony Davis. We don't cover that, but let's get into let's talk about Drew Holiday's night. Drew Holiday's struggle night
was pedestrian.
Yeah, 11 points in 30 minutes.
Sorry, Drew, I can't defend that.
He was 4 of 14 with 28%.
He had some nice dimes though.
He had 4 assists in the game. Drew Holiday really wasn't himself in this game. Drew really tried. We watched this game. He got hacked a couple of times. He was trying to play defense on the other end, running around up on the screens.
Fouls on him.
His offense and defense was impaired.
I don't remember last time I seen Drew Holiday get 5 fouls.
Drew Holiday had how many fouls in this game? 5 fouls in this game. Etuan Moore had 4, and 4.
I ain't never seen Etuan Moore more than 2 or 3.
And Ian Clark had 4, by the way. So you had Ian Moore with 4, Ian Clark with 4. Etuan Moore with 4, and then Drew Holiday with 5 personal fouls. That, of course, a lot of people say that impacted his defense and offense as well.
Of course.
I understand that. So
he take a lot of pride in his defense, man. So if his defensive game ain't up to par, you would notice his offensive game don't be up to par either.
Right. So that's that topic. Let's move into the next topics and talk about the referees were wearing blue and gold. Now of course, we hit you
wearing blue and gold. I think they had it tatted on them.
Man, this was absolutely ridiculous. If you watch some of the statistics of the game, and you see how many times that they were able to get to the line. But the funny part about it, like I said, the Pelicans went to the line 11 times in the game. 11 times totally shooting free throws that they went to the time. Now they said they made
AD
9
should have
out
went
of
to the game went to the line 11 times. Just AD.
Right. They made 9 of the 11, and that's what it was. Foul. So they went to the line 11 times in
they
a
shot
full
83%
game. Now this is just, and then now contrast that with the fact that Golden State, they went to the line 32 times and converted 24 of 32 for 75%. And then you count the score and how you lose 123 to 101. It definitely shows you somebody else.
20-some points.
That free throws. And then you lose.
We lost by 20-some points.
You lose by 22 points, and it coincides with the fact that you actually went to the line.
That is a coincidence.
Come on, man. Come on. You can't literally.
That is a coincidence.
You can't logically say that the Pelicans didn't earn at least 20 attempts to the line. You can't tell me that.
No.
I mean, they were
Golden State Warriors
down.
played better than them.
AD was held.
The referees.
And the referees only called 11 fouls on the night.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta let them play.
Home cooking.
You just gotta let them play when it's not the Warriors.
Home cooking for the Warriors in a major capacity. But we're going to be watching their ass in that second game.
All them fouls on them 3-pointers, one of them was justified, but I'm not so sure.
But you can't get one. You only get one. But they play such a perfect game against you that you can only get 11 free throw attempts. Those people are
disciplined. Those people disciplined on defense. Didn't you hear what Draymond-Green said after the game?
AD was literally thrown to the floor.
He said we had a thrown together defensive plan for the Blazers. Our gimmick defense.
Only thrown I seen was when Draymond-Green threw Anthony Davis to the floor when he was attempted to get a rebound.
And then he probably was like, "I'm gonna keep throwing your ass down here too, because they ain't gonna call nothing."
This is the kind of stuff.
Man.
This is the kind of stuff that people don't like from the league. People are not stupid and foolish referees. We see what you're doing. We see that you're not making the calls correctly. When you have a guy grab another guy in the post, like one of the calls was done on Drew Holiday,
we didn't have the camera.
It was the same thing that happened on the opposite end. The very previous play is the same foul that happened to the Pelicans, and they didn't call it. So it just goes to show you having the ability to try to control the stipulation. It's just referees stay the hell up out of the game, man. There's no reason why
the tempo of the game dictates how we call it
versus the Pelicans 11. That makes absolutely no sense. And in the end, they win by the same amount almost the same amount of attempts they went to the line from the free throw because of the referees. It's just an abomination.
I wonder what the odds were in Vegas for this game.
Now let's just keep it moving. Instant grits, more instant grits. Do we need more instant grits? He came in the fourth quarter. Finally, Al Gentry said, you know what? We're going to let instant grits in there. And he came in and lit him up. He was 6 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown for 14 points. In 8 minutes, this man put up 14 points. In 8 minutes.
Damn, that's almost 2 points a minute.
So there it is.
Al Gentry, why this man not playing? I was saying that last series, even though we were winning, I'm like, why won't they just let him out there? Like, I don't understand. All he does is score. All he did was score last season, and we got rid of him. I mean, what he tried to like get at somebody's wife or something? I mean, I don't understand. Like, why? He don't play the best defense, but
he don't play the best defense, but he.
But you could put him in as a. I mean, Ian Clark is not a hell of a defender. Not saying I don't like Ian Clark.
Ian
out
Clark's
there.
defense a lot better than Crawford's, but I understand where you're coming from.
I mean, he's defensively sound. He's not a bad defender, but I'm just saying he's not. It ain't like he no lockdown guy.
Exactly. But what Crawford brings is he's that instant scorer. And the Pelicans need that score.
Why do we take so long to go into a rotation with maybe a Crawford and a Diallo out there? Diallo is an amazing defender. So I would think you would put him out there at the same time with a Crawford.
That makes sense, DC. But you've seen that Sheck Diallo had all this great, tremendous growth, and then all of a sudden when Solomon Hill came back, his minutes went to hell. And Solomon Hill, to me, is
somebody got to explain that to Miss Benson. Why they paying that man $12 million?
And Sheik Diallo making just enough money to afford butter knives. Man, I tell you, man, it's stuff. Al Gentry, man, you got to use that bench, man. Use that bench. And I ain't talking about go 3 players deep in the bench and you use all your bench players upon when it's garbage time. Man, you have to be able to use that bench because this pace at what the Pelicans is going to run at against Golden State, this is going to be out of worldly. This is going to be a very fast pace. And guess what? The Golden State Warriors do that better than you do. Right. They move the ball better than you do. So you're going to have to play some defense. You're going to have to play better transition defense, which means giving some of your defenders like Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday some rest because they can't do that. They ain't going to be able to win those 7-game series against a team that moves like this. You're going to have to make stops. So put some Emeka Okafor down there. Use some other guys, some Sheck Diallo.
What happened to Emeka Okafor? I thought Emeka Okafor would have been real good.
He just went away.
To put in the paint, man, and guard the paint. Like
I just don't understand what he doing. Use your goddamn bench.
He's putting his best guys out
DC,
there.
listen,
I can't disagree with that.
We've been saying this the entire season. He goes into this grandpa thing where his brain resets and he goes back to what he know. You didn't start seeing a lot of success until you started digging into your bench. And I'm not saying 3 guys. I'm saying 5 guys. Give Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday as much time as they need to rest by putting in guys that can score. Ian Clark can score. Jamal Crawford needs to play. Sheck Diallo needs to play. Emeka Okafor needs to play. It's the reason why these guys are on the team because they bring a special, unique edge that we have. Solomon Hill has his place, just not in the game.
He making Maybach money, man. Sheik Diallo making maximum money.
Well, you already know that, brother. You already
he got to play, baby.
You already know.
Got to get him at least 18 minutes.
Anyway, let's go on to our next segment. We're going to talk about the preview for the upcoming matchup against the Pelicans and the Warriors coming up soon here, DC. And let's look into that matchup now. I think we're set to go game 2. When is that, DC? When is game 2? The semifinal rounds going to be on TNT. Is that Tuesday? I think that's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday or Monday?
I think that's Tuesday. Let's make sure here. But anyway, moving ahead, we seen what happened in this game. Yes, this is Tuesday. It's going to be Tuesday at 10:30. So a lot of y'all probably ain't going to be able to watch. Y'all probably going to have to put it on the recorder because a lot of people got to work. That's the bad thing about playing a West Coast team. You're going to be up almost 12 o'clock to try to see if you get a win or another blowout loss.
If we can make it past this series, we're going to be playing in the daytime.
Right. So let's go into it, DC. Man, listen, man. It's just the series stats as it stands right now. The Pelicans, 44% from the field, 32%. Shooting the 3-point, 82% from the free throw line, 48% for Golden State from the field, 41%, over 41% from the 3-point line, 75% free throw shooting team. Anthony Davis, of course, he was the top dog in game one. Klay-Thompson had 27. Draymond Green had a triple-double, had 15 rebounds. Anthony Davis had 10. Draymond had 11 assists. He matched what Rajon Rondo was able to do. And, of course, when you look at some of the rank dealing with it, the Pelicans are just going to have their hands full with this team, man. They have a terrific team during the regular season. At home, 29-12, but guess what? They're equally as effective on the road. They're 29-12 at home and 29-12 on the road. So they pretty much can win any and everywhere. The Pelicans are the same way. The Pelicans can play the exact same way, which means, and I know Al Gentry said he's kind of mimicking what they're doing to a degree,
right.
The fast pace anyway.
Or maybe they're mimicking what Al Gentry was doing.
Perhaps we know.
We've seen the same pace with the Suns, and he was over there.
So, I mean, what it comes down to is we have to figure out how to slow this team down. What is before we pick and mention some of this stuff, some of the stuff that you can't prepare for, like the referees. Right. Al Gentry is going to have to get pissed and go off on the referees like he did in the Houston game to get some results if this happens again.
Well, we don't want him to get ejected.
No, I'm saying after the game. Let him get a fine like during the press conference or something. But all I'm saying is
you've been looking at Al Gentry bank account.
Well, I mean, he's $15,000, but some of the coaches said they'll help him pay for it, so it shouldn't have hurt him that bad.
Okay.
D'Antoni said he would help him. He gave him some money, so hopefully he took that money and put it on the fine and not in the bottle of Jack Daniels. But anyway, let's move in. Let's talk about this, man, and talk about it. The Pelicans have to be able to make some stops. On the transition end. I mean, the transition defense have to be on an elite level. They have to, DC, because Golden State ran their butts out of there. I mean, they just couldn't. They could not hold it. I was like, where are we? We in a tailspin. They were in a tailspin.
I have a very radical, interesting strategy that
let it please be legal, not tripping Draymond or punching Kevin-Durant.
I'm not Zaza Pachulia. I'm gonna get down like that.
Right.
But I've seen Greg Popovich do this against LeBron.
Fuss at him?
And it worked. We have no answer for Durant. You have no answer for Durant.
Andy Davis not an answer for Durant?
No, because if you allow Andy Davis to be an answer for Durant, do you know how much energy that's going to expend from him? And then you got to get his game going. Durant ain't going to stick him on the other end.
That's true.
But if they would put Durant on AD, we had an old time basketball thing going on, I say let them go at it.
They didn't. They put
but
Looney
they're not going to do that.
They put Looney. Took Looney off the bench.
They put Draymond on him at first to frustrate him. Like I told you, they would.
Then Kevin Looney beat him up.
Then they put Looney on him.
Armed him, elbowed him,
and
fouled him.
Call no fouls. I mean, we got a humble superstar, so AD not going.
You got to break up out of that, Playboy. Enough of that humble stuff. This is the second round. You got to get buck on.
I'm not mad at the man not complaining, but he got to force them to make the calls, like we've seen him do before.
Yeah, come on.
But my strategy,
to the basket. Be aggressive.
My strategy is this. I don't think I've ever seen anybody try to do it against the Warriors. Cut off the ball. They love to pass.
How does one cut off the ball, though?
Allow Kevin Durant to go crazy and allow everyone else to do nothing.
So just uncheck Kevin Durant and guard everybody else.
Basically.
And let him just shoot 50 points on you.
I mean, unless he's going to drop 80, I don't see how that's going to turn into a W if you can shut everyone else down.
I don't know about that one, DC.
I know, but you got any bright ideas?
I mean, we played the same
I've
way.
seen it work with LeBron. I've seen him do the same. LeBron dropped 45 or something.
I say we mimicked the same game plan we did when we beat them the last game of the regular season.
And what game plan was that?
And of course, they struggled. They were struggling to finish out the regular season.
Yeah, they weren't playing the way they're playing now.
But the Pelicans did a hell of a job.
This is the playoff Warriors.
In stopping them. The Golden State shot didn't shoot all that well in that game. I don't know if there's any team that can stop Golden State when they shoot this well. I mean, they shot 48%. They
basically averaged 50%.
I mean, they shot 48% from the field and 48% from the field and 41% from the 3-point line.
That's pretty much what they averaged.
That is very difficult to stop a team like that. Plus, when the officials allowing them to go to the line 30 times in a game, you can't beat a team. It is physically and it's metaphysically impossible on any realm to be able to beat a team that is shooting 48% from the field, 41% from downtown, and that goes to the line 30 times in that same game.
Right.
And collect 24 points from the free throw line. That is impossible to beat a team like that.
That's why I'm employing. Employing my strategy. Golden State is.
I don't think they're going to use your strategy.
Maybe
DC.
not.
I think it's
but
safe.
just hear me out. Golden State is by far one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. Are they not?
That's of course they are.
One of. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Offensively speaking,
they
are.
The to me. This is the most unselfish team I've ever seen win multiple titles.
They did this without their star.
Far as scoring.
Without Steph Curry.
You know, to win a championship, you have to be an unselfish team. People have to make sacrifices.
They beat you by 22 points without Steph Curry.
I hear you. But what I'm saying is, if you allow...
And the Pelicans kept their turnovers down to 12. I mean, come on, man.
If you allow Kevin Durant to go wild, right? The whole foundation of this team, the identity of this team is designed around playing unselfish basketball. So if you can somehow frustrate them to remove that identity, whether it's my radical strategy or not, that is how you beat the Warriors. You have to take them away from that team mentality, delete assisted scores, and allow them to score isolation-wise. One-on-one, the type of way Portland wants to beat you. So you got to force them out of their game a little bit. Easier said than done. I would love to see y'all comments about it. Maybe somebody has something interesting that Al Gentry can read. Because I don't see what else you do. But I do understand the concept of allowing Kevin Durant to do him. Because, I mean, you can't stop him anyway. He's going to get 26, 27, 30, just, you know, with his eyes closed and his hands behind his back. So, I mean, why not let him go for 40 or 50 and focus your energy on stopping the Klay-Thompson, on not allowing the Draymond-Green to be a facilitator, stopping them from getting the ball? Well, they going to make the right basketball play. I mean, is Kevin Durant going to score 100 points? I mean, really?
I just think that that's not a bad strategy, to be honest with you. And I think Kevin will shoot that ball before he passes it first. If he got a wide open shot, he gonna take him.
He wants to pass though. KD is a very unselfish
but he's
superstar.
He's a shooter first though.
He's a shooter.
If he has if nobody's on him or they backed off, you know, trying to guard somebody underneath or what have you,
he gonna shoot
that ball. You know, the only thing is.
Run him off the three-point line.
Steve Kerr comes out and says, Kevin, I see what they're trying to do. You take that shot, you know, but we're going to circulate the ball anyway. And remember, in this game, they had 33 assists to your 24 assists.
Right.
So it's styles make fights, but they have the same. This team has way more offensive punch than we do, so we can't outscore them that way. So what we have to do is we're going to have to make some stops because the Pelicans.
Ultimately, we have
the Pelicans.
To do that,
that's what it all comes down to. Whether or not,
even with my radical idea, you still got to make stops.
You have to make stops.
Kevin Durant not going to hit every shot,
right? And I'm saying they're capable of making stops against Golden State.
Shot, even if you're not guarding them.
I know a lot of people get flustered with this. The Iron Mike Tyson thing, like when the boxers get in the ring with Mike Tyson. Oh my God, there's Iron Mike Tyson in front of me. He's gonna knock me out in the first minute of the fight. Golden State Warriors.
The Pelicans are like that.
They're not afraid of Golden State, but when somebody puts you in a tizzy like this and you get in the blender in that building and they shooting 48% from the field and 41% from downtown, like what they were doing the Pelicans, and they were in a tailspin in that second quarter.
Playoff Rondo in the locker room.
Playoff Rondo,
them, hey, they're not giving us the calls. Hey, they cheating us. So the Pelicans know what's going on.
I understand that.
They can't say it publicly, but they know what's up, man.
But still in all, the fact of the matter still remains is that the Pelicans are going to have to bring the same defensive intensity that they had against Portland, the same defensive intensity they had in the last matchup of the season with Golden State Warriors when they beat them without Steph Curry then. Now they more than likely reports are Steph Curry is going to be back in the second game. I don't expect superstar Steph Curry by any stretch of the imagination, but it does give them another Klay-Thompson, a better shooter than Klay-Thompson on the floor.
That is insane.
It's terrible.
Say that.
I know it isn't. So, I mean, they beat you by 20-something points without their best shooter, and their best shooter, Klay-Thompson, had 27. Their best. Some people say, Q, you crazy. Kevin Durant's the best shooter. So you got Steph Curry, Klay-Thompson, Kevin Durant.
Take your pick.
Oh, goodness. But anyway, what I'm saying is the Pelicans, they're undersized. They got E'Twaun Moore out there, Poe E'Twaun, 6'3", out there, 6'4" in tennis shoes, I guess. He trying to guard this man. This man's 7 feet tall.
I was like,
it's just, what we going to
do?
But it got us here. We can't change it.
What's this going to do?
Hey, Gentry. Hey, Adele Dips. You know what you got to do, right?
The lint out of KD's belly button, bro.
Like, Kevin Durant's like, you gonna put this guy on me? He rolls up over him, and he had hands in his face. He might as well put his feet up there too in his face. Kevin Durant still hit a shot, a clean about 3 or 4
But I'm not gonna play E'Twaun Moore like that because E'Twaun Moore actually had a good game, man. So shout out to E'Twaun Moore. Yeah. E'Twaun Moore was out there balling. He gave a lot of effort, a lot of heart. But yeah, you need to talk to your coach.
Anyway, quick, you ain't give your prediction. Quick call at the end of this. Who gonna win?
I gotta see the Pelicans. Tell them at least.
All right, there we go. Anyway, thank y'all for joining us today on the Pelican Post Game Report Playoff Edition.
No predictions. How you
I'm
think
Big
Q.
I picked the Pelicans to win, man. I'm riding on my Pelicans, man. Forget that. I got my Pelicans. Anyway, if y'all like the show, comment, share, go to patreon.com/the PRO Media Network. Donate to help the platform. I'm Big Q. That's DC. For both of us, peace.
Hey.
Forget ESPN or Fox. Get straight sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
What's up, world? This is DC from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. Have you ever been sitting in front of your computer screen, or in traffic, tired, lacking energy, feeling drained? Did you know there are electromagnetic fields or EMF waves all around you that cause this disease? Get it? Dis-ease? Luckily here at Posh Lifestyle, you can get your EMF protection. They have pendants, the shell-dyed bricks, cubes, and pyramids. Check out the PoshLifestyle.com. That's life spelled with a Y. PoshLyfestyle.com for all your health needs. So get your mind and body right with a Posh Lifestyle.
Clear, clean, great-tasting filtered water. We're all thirsty for it. But in the U.S. alone, an estimated 2.5 million plastic bottles are added to the environment each year in search of the perfect drink of water. There has to be a better solution, and there is. Crystal Quest, a leader in the manufacturing of water filtration technology, has been providing clean, drinkable water for 20 years. With a deep commitment to providing the highest quality products and excellent customer service, Crystal Quest has been recognized by such leaders as Consumers Digest, Dr. Oz, and Colin Ingram's The Water Drinking Book. Providing cost-effective, reliable water filtration systems for residential, commercial, and industrial customers worldwide, offering our customers the cleanest and most environmental-friendly drinking water at a rating of high purity. With Crystal Quest's water filtration technology, you can rest assured that your water will be crystal clear. Contact our network of authorized distributors and join our thousands of satisfied customers.
Just log into thePoshLifestyle.com. Once again, that is thePoshLifestyle.com.
You're listening to the Pelicans Post-Game Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
In today's world, children are bombarded with negativity on television, online, and at school. Our kids need to have a positive outlook on life and the world around them. I want to share with you a valuable resource you can use to bring positivity into your child's life. It's the new book, 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image, from author and dad, G.J. Barabino. This is a simple guide loaded with wonderful and inspirational affirmations designed to uplift young people's spirits. This positive and powerful children affirmational is chock full and loaded with wonderful inspirational sayings that will lift your child's self-image to whole new levels through the awesome power of spoken word. 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image from author and dad G.J. Barabino. Available on Amazon. Order a copy for yourself, your child's teachers, or anyone you know with children. 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image. Order your copy today.
What is big? Big is taking flight. Big is sending back that weak sauce. Big is ball handling that sets the hardwood on fire. New Orleans Pelicans, do it big.